We are hearing SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM, how Bhagavan killed demon Hiranyaksha. We heard the demigods address the Lord. All obeisances unto you. You are the enjoyer of all sacrifices, and you have assumed the form of a boar in pure goodness for the purpose of maintaining the world. Fortunately for us, this demon, who was a torment to the worlds, has been slain by you, and we too, O Lord, are now at ease in devotion to your lotus feet. Our Gurudev told, sometimes we proudly say we are worshippers of Krishna, of highest Supreme Lord, most sweet form, and we have a bit disrespectful mood towards other forms of Supreme Lord, like they're lower or like this. On mundane platform we are speaking for some name and fame. So here boar means pig, wild pig. So generally in this world it is not like something very beautiful or pleasant to see. Muslims even, they with disgust they say haram, haram. By that they get benefit. When they see one pig, for them this is impure animal. So we tend to think like that based on mundane platform. But our Gurudev told, if by some special grace you would get a glimpse, a darshan of Bhagavan, you would be so attracted to him. So beautiful is that form, so attracted that you will forget about Krishna. Because now we only heard about Krishna, we have no direct realization, direct contact. So here demigods, they clarify this. You have assumed the form of a boar in pure goodness, that is transcendental form. Pure goodness, Vishuddha Sattva. So Gurudev told that is so beautiful, you will be fully attracted and you will lose all attraction to anything in this world. Fully attracted. God is only one, but he has innumerable forms and playing innumerable pastimes with innumerable devotees in different ways. So someone on mundane platform may speak in such a way, but transcendental realization is something different. So he's so beautiful. Poor Bhagavan. But those who have got the taste of Krishna, like the gopis, direct connection, they will not be attracted to, like yesterday we also heard, to Narayan. When Krishna took the form of Narayan, gopis, they were searching for Krishna and they saw Narayan. Everyone in Vrindavan, they worship Narayan as God. They are all devotees of Narayan. That is their lila. So they saw Narayan, Om Namo Narayana, and they bowed down and offered all due respects and everything. But they were not attracted to be with him. They asked him, where is Krishna? Because they already tasted that higher bliss, transcendental bliss. There are degrees of bliss. So in Nandanandan Krishna, highest amount and highest type of bliss is there. All rasas are possible with him. So they went searching for Krishna. But if we would see Narayan, we would be fully attracted and would want to worship him. Forget about Krishna. So beautiful, Narayan. Also Vishuddha Sattva. But because they already tasted, practically tasted, they could search for Krishna. when Radharani came, of course, then Krishna could not remain in that forum, and he became Krishna again because of her love. So we should not try to, on mundane platform, calculate and for name and fame like higher, lower, or this based on material conceptions. So pig, what is beauty there? Like no, this is in pure goodness. And the Jayadev Goswami, day after tomorrow, we will observe Bhaman Bhagavan's appearance. So we are singing that song, Dashavatar Stotram, written by him, Keshavadrita, Shukara Rupa, Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jayadev Goswami is in topmost Madhurya Rasa, he himself. But he's also singing this song. He's praising glory, singing the glories of all avatars of Krishna, because they are avatars of Krishna. Keshava Drita Shukara Rupa. Keshava took this form of Baraha. He's same Krishna, only doing such pastime. And our Gurudev explained, like one mother, she has a child, and when child is studying, then he will get certain degree, and then another degree, and like this many degrees he will get. So mother will be very happy to speak about those degrees to others. My son got this and this and this. Same person, but having now this degree. So like that, devotees in Madhurya Rasa also, they sing the glories of Krishna in other pastimes also. They're all Krishna in different pastimes. So nothing wrong in that. It is beneficial. You will get transcendental bliss. So, because this demon was killed, demigods, they are saying, now we are at ease. Now we are peaceful. Now we are calm in devotion to your lotus feet. Maitreya Uvach. Evam Hiranyaksham Asahya Vikramam Sa Sadaitva Harir Adi Sukara Jagama Lokam Swam Akhandi Totsavam Samiritah Pushkara Vishtaradi Bih. Sri Maitreya continued. After thus killing the most formidable demon Hiranyaksha, the Supreme Lord Hari, the origin of the boar species, returned to his own abode, where there is always an uninterrupted festival. The Lord was praised by all the demigods, headed by Brahma. Our Gurudev taught we should not think that we are seeing this boar species here in this world and think that man imagined God based on this. No. Actually, because God is having such form as boar, in his image, he made this species here in this world. It's just the opposite. That is original, and from him these forms are coming. Not opposite. So here it is written, as Supreme Lord is the origin of the boar species, and returned to his own abode, transcendental realm. There are in Vaikuntha, you may say spiritual sky, Parabhyom, where there is no limitation, no anxiety, no problem. Vaikuntha, unlimited. So sometimes you may say there is Vaikuntha spiritual sky, and then there are different planets there. Or sometimes it is also expressed this Vaikuntha planet, many Vaikunthas, in the sense of many Vaikuntha planets. So in Vaikuntha platform, means transcendental plane, there are many planets there. different prakosh, that like a chambers, and they are all eternal, these forms, like Baraha, Bhagavan, eternal. He has his own abode and his own paraphernalia there, they are serving. Or Nrishinga Bhagavan also, all this, they are eternal, they descend from there. Innumerable Vaikuntha planets, because innumerable forms of Supreme Lord. What kind of forms are there, we cannot know. In scriptures, only some are mentioned. No one can mention all because they are unlimited. We hear 25 avatars. It is not only 25, unlimited. What kind of pastimes he's doing, we don't know. Scripture only give us some indication, and that we should worship him. Then according to our asa, we will enter into certain realm, and also we can get a realization of other as per Krishna's desire, like Vyasadeva saw. So there are unlimited varieties. And in that abode, there is always uninterrupted festival, means always there is festivity, bliss, happiness. What is that happiness? Service of Krishna. They are all servitors, they are always engaged in the service of one Supreme Lord, and they are getting immense transcendental bliss. Always festival, never any distress is there. In this world, it is always mixed, sometimes little happiness, temporary, and then distress, suffering, all this. Sometimes festival, but festival in this world, at least in Western countries, means they will drink alcohol and sleep after. Some dancing like this. But the festival means service of Krishna. They are all very happy. They are doing so many services. The Lord was praised by all the demigods, headed by Brahma. Maya yatanuktam avadite hareh kritaavatarasya sumitra cheshtitam yatha hiranyaksha udara vikramo mahamridhe krira navan nirakritaha. Maitreya continued. My dear Vidur, I have explained to you the personality of Godheads coming down as the first-born incarnation and killing in a great fight a demon of unprecedented prowess, as if he were just a plaything. This has been narrated by me as I heard it from my predecessor, spiritual master. Yes. This is the way it should be done. We have to do anukirtan. What we heard from our spiritual master, we have to repeat that to purify ourselves. And if we can give eternal welfare to us, then also others can get eternal welfare. But if I do with some other ulterior motive, then I will be deprived and I cannot give anyone anything. Supreme Lord appears only to those who are in his service. Then he will descend, and they can also distribute him such. But if there is any name and fame desire, then Krishna will not be there. Outwardly speaking, maybe about Krishna, but Krishna is not there. So I will not get anything. Others also who are listening will get no benefit. Means eternal benefit. Here, Sai Maharaj is telling, here the sage Maitreya admits that he explained the incident of the killing of Hiranyaksha by the Supreme Personality of Godhead as a straight narration. He did not manufacture anything or add interpretation, but explained whatever he had heard from his spiritual master. Thus he accepted as Thus, he accepted as bona fide the system of parampara, or receiving the transcendental message in disciplic succession. Unless received by this bona fide process of hearing from a spiritual master, the statement of an acharya or preceptor cannot be valid. It is also stated here that although the demon Hiranyaksha was unlimited in prowess, he was just like a doll for the Lord. Unlimited means much power according to material calculation. He was just like a doll for the Lord. A child breaks so many dolls without real endeavor. Similarly, although a demon may be very powerful and extraordinary in the eyes of an ordinary man in the material world, to the Lord, killing such a demon is no difficulty. He can kill millions of demons as simply as a child plays with dolls and breaks them. And also, he does not personally appear to kill demons. That is side effect only. Because by his mere will, our Gurudev told, by his mere will, he can kill innumerable demons. He can destroy universes, whole universe by mere will, and create in a moment. All this he can do by his mere will. So it is not actually prime cause why he appears in this world, to kill demons and to protect sadhus. Protect sadhus means he is rescuing them from separation grief. That is the original cause why Supreme Lord appears. Because of devotion of a devotee. He is feeling separation grief from Krishna. He wants to serve him. So Supreme Lord then personally appears. Otherwise, that devotee cannot be pacified, cannot be rescued. Paritranaya, sadhanam. In that sense. So always when we see Supreme Lord is appearing, it is due to devotion of some devotee. Here, in this case, due to devotion of Brahma. He wanted to create, but could not find the earth. And for Matsya, it is Satyabrata. For Prahlad, Nrishinga, like this. Some devotion of some devotee is the cause why he comes. Suta Uvach Iti Kosharavakyatam Ashrutya Bhagavat Katham Kshatanandam Paramlebhe Maha Bhagavato Dvija. Sri Suta Goswami continued. My dear Brahmana, Kshata, that is Vidur, the great devotee of the Lord achieved transcendental bliss by hearing the narration of the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead from the authoritative source of the sage Kausharava, that is Maitreya, and he was very pleased. If someone will hear with devotion for the satisfaction of Krishna, and speaker is also speaking for the satisfaction of Krishna, then both will get transcendental bliss. Someone may be sincere listener with devotion, but because he has not fully purified heart yet, so he will get up to certain extent. that bliss, and also renunciation from other things. So there is a quality of, there are degrees of quality of speakers and also degrees of quality of listeners. So accordingly, the result will be there for the speaker and for listener. But here we have perfect speaker, that is Shukadeva Goswami. He was speaking non-stop and fully for the satisfaction of Krishna. He is Kirtanacharya, one who performed Kirtan Bhakti, his example. And Parikshit Maharaj was continuously hearing. He is Acharya of Shravan. So speaker and listener both are perfect. So in 7 days, full result was there. Already before, Shukadeva Goswami asked Parikshit Maharaj, you please take some rest, you take some water, you take some food. Then Parikshit Maharaj said, no, I don't need. I am fully satisfied, fully fulfilled by your Harikatamrita. I'm getting the nectar of Harikata. So I don't require anything. You go on speaking. So Shukadeva Goswami was continuously speaking, Parikshit Maharaj continuously hearing. Anyesham punya shlokanam udama yashasam satam upashrutya bhaven moda shrivat sankasya kim puna. What to speak of hearing the pastimes of the Lord, whose chest is marked with Srivatsa. People may take transcendental pleasure even in hearing of the works and deeds of the devotees, whose fame is immortal. That is why both are narrated in Bhagavatam. Now in Vienna, Bodhayan Maharaj told, the Bhagavatam is about glories of Supreme Lord and his devotees, about the activities of Supreme Lord and his devotees. Both are there, narrated. Devotee and Supreme Lord, they are non-different, both transcendental, unlimited glories, and they are blissful. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard Dhruva, glories of Dhruva and Prahlad hundreds times, and again he wanted to hear, because he was always getting transcendental bliss in hearing, and it did not become stale, always new taste, because they are transcendental. Here speaker is also perfect Maitreya, fully surrendered to Guru Parampara, and Vidur also is pure devotee, is hearing. So they're getting transcendental bliss. That is why you will find in all devotional scriptures descriptions of Supreme Lord's activities, also of his devotion, like in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So our Gurudev also collected the works and deeds of devotees, they are Gaur Parshadas, associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in his book. And that is very beneficial to hear, to get the teaching from their life, and also you will get transcendental bliss, devotion to Krishna. More important in this stage than to hear some intimate pastimes of Radha Krishna that we cannot understand. But we have to hear the biographies of devotees, because by that we get inspiration to worship Krishna, and we follow that process, then we'll get realization. And their fame is immortal, like Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj. Immortal. Here he is mentioning Swami Maharaj. In commentary, Prahlad, Dhruva, Maharaj Ambarish, then Pandavas also in Mahabharata. Yo Gajendram Jhasha Grastam Dhyayantam Charanam Bhujam Kroshantinam Karenunam Krichrato Mochaya Drutam. The personality of Godhead delivered the king of the elephants, who was attacked by an alligator, and who meditated upon the lotus feet of the Lord. At that time, the female elephants who accompanied him were crying, and the Lord saved them from the impending danger. This also we have to hear every year during Kartik time. Special glory is there in hearing this. You will find in Hari Bhakti Vilas Sanatana Goswami wrote, especially beneficial during Kartik. You'll get million times more benefit hearing this lila. Here also the qualities of devotee are mentioned. Before, in previous life, he was Indradyumna Maharaj. But another one than the one who got darshan of Jagannath, means for whom Jagannath appeared. This is another Indradyumna Maharaj, not same. He was devotee, and he was meditating on Krishna, and in transcendental bliss he was not aware of anything. Then, by the will of Krishna, because he wanted to make that pastime and take him back home, back to Godhead, he made that arrangement that he sent Agastya Rishi. And Agastya became disturbed because he was not received by Indradyumna Maharaj. He was doing bhajan in forest, in cottage. And he cursed him. He will become an elephant. It was by the will of Krishna arranged. So then in that life, when he saw that others cannot help him, he cannot help himself. When he was caught by alligator, he then thought, I will die. Surely I will die. But because he was devotee in previous life, he suddenly remembered that prayer which he was singing in previous life. That came to his mind. Why? Because devotion is never lost. Our Gurudev once in Delhi, he was speaking with one devotee, and Gurudev, acting like as if he does not know, he was telling us there like this. How is it that Gajendra is an animal? How it was possible that he remembered that thing from previous life? Like this, asking. He knows everything but for us. Then he explained, because in Atma devotion is there. Atma is eternal. Atma will go from one body to another. Also that subtle body, but according to your karma, that will be some information will be there. That also you can remember, past lives, because that recording is there, but you need certain process. But this sukriti or devotion, if someone did, that is recorded or saved, contained in Atma. That is the only thing eternal which is going with us. That is why Gurudev told, any moment you may die. What will go with you? You think, what will go with you? This house, car, these non-eternal relations, what will go with you? Nothing will go with you. You can see people had so much money, what they could take with them? Everything remained here. So you think what is valuable, for what you have to strive. Only devotion will go with us, nothing else. So you accumulate devotion, like Srila Bhakti Kamal Govinda Maharaj said. You deposit in Paramatma bank that will stay. In this bank, maybe devaluation of money will come, or someone will steal, or you will die, nothing. But if you give in Paramatma bank, that is eternal bank. And what is the coin there? Not Bitcoin, but devotion. What service you did, that is deposited there, and it is never lost. So we have to deposit in this Paramatma bank as much as possible in this life. So Gurudev explained that is in Atma. Although he's animal, but in reality he's Atma. And that devotion from his past life appeared at the right moment. Then he took absolute shelter of Supreme Lord, who is Parameshvara, supreme controller of everything. Whatever he wants to do, he can do. Hori to mare rakhe ke. Hori rakhe. Hori to rakhe. Mare ke. If Supreme Lord protects you, who can kill you? No. If Supreme Lord wants to kill you, who can protect you? No. He is Parameshwar, Bhagavan, Supreme Will. So everything is possible for him. So in this way, Gajendra was praying, I am taking shelter of Parameshwar Bhagavan. He only can rescue me, no one else. And he knows what I'm feeling now. He's inside my heart. He knows everything. By his will, everything is happening. No one can do anything without his will. So I'm taking his shelter. Even demigods, they were thinking, if he would call us, then we could come and rescue, but he's not calling us. And he's calling Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord is not so easy to get. So better he should call us, but he's not calling us, so he will die. Surely he will die. But it was proved that Gajendra really took shelter. How we know? By the fruit. Gurudev said, by the fruit you can know the tree. If fruit is there, then you can know the tree. Like that, whether we actually surrendered or not, it is proved by the fruit. So here it was proved. He really, from the core of heart, he took shelter, and Supreme Lord, in front of demigods, he rescued him to show them, I am coming for my devotee. Then they were ashamed, they also submitted to him. At first they were a bit proud, but then Supreme Lord showed. So Gurudev told you have to repeat these Gajendra's prayers, following in that mood, because Gajendra satisfied Supreme Lord by those prayers. So without Charanagati, as shown in this case, no one can get Supreme Lord. So Sharanagati is the basis of devotion. Without Sharanagati, there can be no actual devotion. Means we will not do for the satisfaction of Krishna. We may do something, but not being surrendered, that will be karma. It will be for some our material benefit, not for his satisfaction. So Sharanagati and devotion. Brajavasis, they have highest type of devotion. They only serve Krishna for his satisfaction according to their rasa. But in order to attain that, we have to first come to the point of unconditional surrender. Should not desire anything else, and fully surrender to Krishna, accepting him as your protector, maintainer, and accepting what is congenial, rejecting what is not, humbleness, and fully surrendering to him, Atmanivedanam. Day after tomorrow we will hear Bali Maharaj did this. Complete Atmanivedanam, self-surrender, fully he dedicated everything, offered. Then he got Supreme Lord. Anyone who will do that will also get. Supreme Lord is impartial. He sees what is in our heart. So then Gajendra was rescued and he got spiritual form and he went to Vaikuntha with Narayan. So every year we have to hear this. To practice, to attain that Sharanagati, and those who already are completely surrendered, they get transcendental bliss in hearing the glories of devotee. Indradyumna Maharaj and now Gajendra, devotee. They get transcendental bliss in hearing that pastime. Here, Sai Maharaj, the example of the elephant in danger who was saved by the Supreme Lord is especially cited here because if one is an animal, even if one is an animal, he can approach the personality of Godhead in devotional service. Whereas even a demigod cannot approach the Supreme Person unless he is a devotee. Prahlad Maharaj also said same thing to Nrsimhan. They are all demigods, they are high in Satya Guna and they have all these good qualities, but none could satisfy you. But how I am in the demon family, how I could pacify you, I understand now that only because Narad gave me devotion to you. That is the only quality by which you can be satisfied, pacified. Tam sukha radyam rijubhir ananya sharanair nribhi kritagya ko na seveta dura radyam asadubhi. What a grateful soul is there who would not render his loving service to such a great master as the personality of Godhead. The Lord can be easily pleased by spotless devotees who resort exclusively to him for protection, though the unrighteous man finds it difficult to propitiate him. I remember our Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Gosai Maharaj. Sometimes he used to explain, you should think, who gave us these eyes? Supreme Lord. Who gave us nose, ears, tongue, hands, body, all this? Who is giving us air, water, all this? He is giving everything. So we should be grateful to him and should worship him. That is minimum, that we should be grateful. That is a starting point of devotion. For everything we have, I heard yesterday, or the day before yesterday, one Muslim, he was also praying to God before doing his work out of gratefulness that I can do this. So this is one kind of devotion, that is beginning point. We are admitting or acknowledging that we got from him. And we are grateful for that. So it is a kind of devotion. So And he's such a great master. The more you hear about him, the more you know about him, the more you become devoted to him. Like Jiva Goswami defined, we will hear about him also the after tomorrow is Jiva Goswami's, I think, disappearance or appearance. He told that Bhagavan word means Bhajaniya Guna Vishishta. He has such qualities, special qualities, Guna Vishishta, that whoever will come in contact with him cannot but worship him. Such is Bhagavan, such qualities, all attractive. So what grateful soul is there who would not render his loving service to such a great master as the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Every grateful soul will worship him. The Lord can be easily pleased by spotless devotees. Means spotless means those who have no anarthas, no other separate interest. Their only interest is to serve Krishna for his satisfaction, like Prahlad Maharaj. Spotless. Who resort exclusively to him for protection. Prahlad Maharaj never prayed for protection. He was only all the time fully surrendered to Krishna. Automatically he was protected. Also Dhruva, also Ambarish Maharaj. He didn't do anything. He was fully surrendered. What is the will of Krishna? It will happen. Haridas Thakur also. All there. So they can easily please Krishna by their full surrender. Though the unrighteous men, those who are not devotees, finds it difficult to propitiate him, they actually cannot. Our Gurudev used this word, propitiate, means satisfy or please. We have to propitiate Krishna. It is impossible for them to satisfy Krishna. Only devotion can satisfy him. Yes, here also Sai Maharaj is telling this in commentary. They are getting everything by Supreme Lord. Sunshine, moonshine, water, air, all this. Yet they do not feel grateful, but simply go on enjoying these gifts of the Lord. Therefore they must be called thieves and rogues, ungrateful. But those who know they got everything from him, they are grateful. Yo vai hiranyaksha vadam mahadbhutam vikriritam karana sukaratmana shrinoti gayati anumodatenjasa vimuchate brahmavadat api dvijah. O Brahmanas, anyone who hears, chants, or takes pleasure in the wonderful narration of the killing of the Hiranyaksha demon by the Lord, who appeared as the firstborn in order to deliver the world, is at once relieved of the results of sinful activities. Even the killing of a Brahmana, that is greatest sin. The higher the living entity, if you do harm to him, greater sin. Like if you kill cow, cow is animal, dog is also animal, but cow is superior animal. If you kill cow, it is greater sin than dog. And in human beings, the higher the consciousness, if you do any harm to him, you will get greater punishment. So Brahmana is highest, according to Varna Ashram. Of course, Vaishnava is highest, but according to this, Brahmana. So if you kill him, even that kind of sin, you can be rescued by hearing this with devotion, all karmic reactions will be destroyed. It is the greatest prayashchita, atonement. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Bhajan Rahasya, we are hearing during Kartik time. Soon will come, after 1 month, a little more than 1 month. Then he said that about anarthas and also aparad. Then he said even cruel act to any living entity is also considered aparad. It is displeasing to Krishna because all living entities are coming from him and he has affection for all. So any cruel behavior to any living entity is displeasing. It is aparad. So just yesterday, one devotee sent me one question that Prabhupada Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur explained that Buddha avatar, he was showing this compassion, daya, to all living entities, but some of his followers, they could not understand him completely, so they gave more importance on doing austerities and meditation to be rescued like this. But then Prabhupada said, but in Buddha's teaching, there is also Hari Bhajan, but they did not understand. So the devotee was asking me, where is Hari Bhajan in Buddha's teaching? Generally we hear atheistic and like this. So I read some before that Harikatha of Prabhupada and also two before he is explaining. One verse is there in Bhagavatam 11th Canto where it is stated that if one is cruel to other living entities, he is also automatically cruel to Supreme Lord because he is residing there, within them, within all living entities. He's this violent. So Buddha, so this verse is there. So Prabhupada explained, Buddha stopped this violence to living entities and he preached compassion to all living entities to do good to them. So if we understand that cruelty is displeasing to Krishna because he's there and he's having affection, in contrast, that came to my mind, that in contrast, if one is kind to all living entities, all, like Buddha told, no, animals also you should not kill. So compassion, kindness to all living entities, that is also one level of Hari Bhajan. Means it is pleasing, because that is, if you are cruel, that is displeasing. If you are kind to all living entities, as Buddha avatar showed, that is a kind of Hari Bhajan, it is pleasing to him. Maybe it is not like highest type of bhajan, like gopis, not that level, but it is a kind of starting point. There is also one verse that someone is doing puja in the temple to deity, but he's cruel to other living entities, not understanding that Supreme Lord is within them, that his worship will be also useless. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Trinada Piso Nichana Tarora Pisa Hisnana Manina Manadena Kirtanya Sadahuri. Should not be cruel, but instead we should be kind to all living entities. That will be pleasing to Krishna. Etan Mahapunyam Alam Pavitram Dhanyam Yashasyam Padam Ayur Ashisham Pranendriyanam Yudhi Shaurya Vardhanam Narayano Nte Gatir Anga Shrinvatam. This most sacred narrative confers extraordinary merit, wealth, fame, longevity, and all the objects of one's desire. On the field of battle, it promotes the strength of one's vital organs and organs of action. One who listens to it at the last moment of his life is transferred to the supreme abode of the Lord, O there Shaunaka. So glorious. Shukadev Goswami said to Parikshit Maharaj, you need do nothing. Only you have to hear Harikatha. You will get everything. But our Gurudev explained, there should be proper speaker and proper listener. Then you can get the result. Or up to that degree also we can get how much we can devote ourselves to Harikatha. So tomorrow we'll hear further. This is the end of this chapter.